It's been a long time since Jaguar had a rival for the Audi A4, BMW 3 Series and Mercedes C-Class, but at last it has, and the XE could just have what it takes to stick it to the Germans. So one of the key areas Jaguar's hoping to at least match, if not beat its rivals on, is equipment. So as standard, all XEs get safety kit that includes autonomous emergency braking and lane departure warning. They also all get this coloured touchscreen, and it's nice and clear. It's very easy to go through the menus, and it's pretty responsive as well. You just touch the button and it changes setting or screen very, very quickly. This also includes satellite navigation as standard, but if you want leather seats, you have to step up to the next level up of car, and then yeah, the interior feels a lot nicer with the leather trim. And of course you can get options such as a sunroof and ventilated seats, which I rather like. And these ventilated seats, actually, if I just put them on, are about as powerful a ventilated seat as I've ever tried. Now I'm just going to detach my mic, and if I move away from the seat, you'll hear it. Listen to that. It's like I'm sitting in an Arctic gale. The XE's cabin has sufficient cubbies and passes the Carbuyer big bottle test. Just. It's a smart car to sit in too, with a sporty looking interior and near perfect seating position. It's the same story with the way the XE feels to drive. You can tell it's been set up by British people to be driven on British roads, because it's both fun and relaxing. So when you encounter a B road such as this, you can really enjoy the fine handling and the sharp steering, and it does drive rather like a sports car. But then when you're on the motorway just cruising along, it's nice and quiet and it's all very comfy and civilised. My fellow Midlanders have done a fantastic job on the way this car drives. Engines include a storming supercharged 3-litre V6 from the F-Type sports car, and a 2-litre diesel which does 74 miles per gallon and emits just 99 grams per kilometre of carbon dioxide, so is road tax free. The gearboxes are good as well, whether you go for an automatic or a manual, but whatever you do, do not specify the sport suspension, because it just ruins the ride. There are some other things I've noticed on this car which are a bit strange, such as, I don't like the location of this air vent. It's quite low, so when your hand's on the steering wheel, it just blows against your arm, so you have to turn that one off. And another thing I've spotted is the fact that there's hardly any padding on the armrest here, so, I mean, listen to that, right? You know, when you're resting your arms on there, it just gets a bit tiring after a while, and you wouldn't have to suffer that on the more yielding Audi A4. Visibility in the XE isn't great either, and I'm going to demonstrate that now with the Carbuyer head cam test. So one issue I have, well, apart from the fact that I look like a complete imbecile with this on my head, is the fact that this A-pillar, the way it's quite fat and it sweeps up very close to your head, makes you feel a little bit hemmed in. And then there's the visibility out the rear window. Now if you look, I'm actually being followed by a car, but you can only see the top of it because the window's mounted so high. It's really not good, the visibility out of the back. Then there's the real world economy. This higher powered diesel is supposed to do 67 miles per gallon, but I got less than 40. As for practicality, the XE's boot is okay, but it's actually smaller than all its main rivals. The biggest problem with the Jaguar XE is the space here in the back seats. It just doesn't feel as comfortable or as roomy as a BMW 3 Series. So I'm 179 centimetres, and if I sit up straight, you'll see, look, my head is wedged against the roof. Knee room isn't all that great either, so if you're really tall, then you have your knees pressed up against the seat in front, and that's set up for me as well. Now what you can do is slouch to give yourself a bit more headroom, but then you want to slide your feet under the chair in front, and then you notice it's actually mounted quite low, so your feet won't go underneath. Also, the way it's mounted means that you actually have to twist your body slightly to get your feet under the seat, and so you end up sitting like this, and after a while this will not be too comfortable. Now if you look down here, you'll notice there's an absolutely huge transmission tunnel. Obviously that's there because this is a rear wheel drive car, and you've got to have a prop shaft to send the power from the engine to the rear wheels. So for carrying 3 abreast, I mean, none of these kind of cars are great, but this is pretty terrible really. And I don't know if you noticed, but this door opening isn't actually that large. It could be a bit of a pain trying to fit a baby seat. And it's weird that it's not that large, because the door actually is rather huge. I mean, look at this, it extends all the way out there. So if you're trying to open it in a tight space, say someone's parked rather close next to you, it's going to be a real pain getting out of this car. Still, like for like, the Jaguar XE is slightly less expensive than its main rivals, plus it should hold its value well come resale time. And it is a good looking car that's brilliant to drive. Still, if you'd like to play it safe with something German, then check out our review of the Mercedes C-Class by clicking here. If you'd like to go a little bit more left field, then watch our review of the Lexus IS by clicking here. If you click up here, you can watch our very latest video review. And please click on our logo to subscribe to our channel. And if you're watching on mobile, click the links below the video, as they do exactly the same thing. Now, you know how I said that this car is beautiful. You know, that's my opinion. What is your opinion? Tell us in the comments box below. Do you think it's hot, or do you think it's not? Right, hot or not, in the comments box below. Let me know.